Hello, Chuck and friends. It is Making Maria, your independent Chalk Couture designer. Hello and happy Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. What's for dinner? How many times do I get asked this question in a day? How about you? How many times a day do you get asked this question? What is for dinner? If you're like me, you get asked it 5 million times. We are solving this problem tonight on this adorable little chalkboard here. We are making a menu board that I can keep my family organized, and I don't have to answer that question anymore. When I was working, I used to plan my meals. I shouldn't say that. I still work. When I was working outside of my house, let's be more clear, right? When I was working outside of my house, I planned my meals on Sundays. And I would sit down and I would write out every meal, and then I would go to the grocery store and I'd buy all the materials so that I had everything I needed to make dinner. That's how I rolled. Well, now I find I'm way more disorganized because, well, I don't know why, but because I'm way more unorganized. Probably because I have more time on my hands. And I can go to the grocery store during the day. So I don't do a very good job of planning meals and keeping things organized. So I decided I need a little direction, and I need to go back to, because first of all, you spend more money, right, when you don't plan your meals out, because you're just going to the grocery store whenever you need something, and if you can plan your meals out, you can take advantage of the sales and things like that, like I used to do when I was working outside of my home. So I was thinking that maybe if I had a menu board and I actually was committed, to writing on it, first of all, not only would that stop the 5 million questions of what are we having for dinner, but it would also keep me organized and maybe, help rein in my food budget a little bit. Because when you love food and you love to cook, your food budget goes a little haywire. Hello, everybody. Hello, Kathy. Cheryl, Linda Squared is here. Linda is here. Verge is here. Carol's here. Hey, Lisa. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so this is a really fun transfer. This is the menu board transfer. It's ginormous. It's an E size transfer. It has menu, and I won't use these parts for this, but it says breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Really? There's the cereal. I'm a horrible mother. There is the cereal while I'm sleeping. Go feed yourself breakfast. Lunch, they're usually not home for. And, obviously dinner is dinner. So I'm not going to do a menu board that has breakfast, lunch, and dinner on it. We're just going to do the days of the week, which it also has on it, all the days of the week. But then look at these fun little pieces it has. I love the salt and pepper shakers. I love the silverware. It says this week, which if we can kind of incorporate it in here, we will. My board's not very big, so I'm not sure how much we're going to fit on here. So if you are new to our little chalking party, welcome. I'm Making Maria. I'm an independent Chalk Couture designer. We are going to use an amazing product, absolutely, positively amazing product called Chalk Couture that is a reusable, did I say that? Oh, I heard that. Reusable adhesive silk screen transfer. You can use it over and over and over again to create beautiful things. It gives people like myself that have no true artistic ability the ability to make beautiful things. If you have artistic ability, you can make even more beautiful things. If you're somebody like me, I'm challenged. If you watch any of my videos, I'm challenged. I make a demonstration video every evening at 9 o'clock Central Time right here on the Making Maria business page. However, all the fun stuff happens in the Making Maria VIP group. So if you are not in the Making Maria VIP group and you would like to be, you can comment, add me, or you can go right to your search bar and type in Making Maria VIP group and request to join, and I'll get you in there. That's where all the fun stuff happens, the really good stuff. That's where people post their beautiful pictures of things that they made. That's where we have our sales, our bundles, all that kind of fun stuff. So good stuff goes on in there. And when I'm dumb and I don't realize I need to change my settings, sometimes I put the video in there when I'm not supposed to. Because I'm crazy, right? Okay, so let's get started. This is my beautiful chalkboard. What I like about this chalkboard and what sold me on this chalkboard was, and again, you're going to have that horrible glare, it has a ledge to put your chalk on, right here. So I like that fact that because you know, what's the point of having a menu board when you can't find the chalk? Because that will be my problem, right? You can either write on a menu board with one of two things. Chalk markers. Oh my gosh, look at that. Chalk Couture makes chalk markers. We do. I have not used them yet. I'm curious about them. It comes with a black and a white chalk marker. I've seen people use them and they're beautiful. So you can use either chalk marker or you can just use plain old everyday old-fashioned chalk as well and write on it. If you're going to use plain old-fashioned everyday chalk, you know, like comes in the sticks, which I had one here a minute ago, but it's disappeared. Season your chalkboard. What do I mean by season your chalkboard? I mean take your chalk on its side and go up and down and back and forth. If I could find a piece of chalk, which I just had, I would do it for you. Here we go. Found it. Okay, so you take your piece of chalk and you season your chalkboard. Okay? I do this on these types of chalkboards because this is, you know, I'm going to write on it with chalk. So what this does, if this works, is it prevents what's called shadowing or minimizes shadowing on your board. So you do want to season your chalkboard if you're going to use plain old everyday chalk. Okay, and then you just wipe your chalk off. It kind of, I think what it really does is it kind of fills in the holes of your chalkboard. Do I want to wash it with water? Probably not, right? Otherwise that kind of defeats the purpose of seasoning. But I'm going to wash it with water to get the chalk off, so maybe I will. So you just kind of put your chalk all over it and then wipe your chalk off. This rag is full of something. So I'll try a new one. Sawdust would be my guess from my husband. Okay, so you just season your chalkboard, rub your chalk off. That puts chalk in all the little holes of your chalkboard so that then when you go to write on it in chalk, that chalk doesn't get in there and then you have a hard time getting it off. Okay? So that's how you season a chalkboard with chalk when you're going to use plain old everyday stick chalk like our kids use. When you're going to use a chalk marker, you don't need to do that. So you really have your choice, so it depends on how you're going to write on it. And on this board, I'm on the fence. Do I want to use a chalk marker or do I want to use regular chalk? Because I want it to be easy to remove without having to redo the whole menu stuff. So I'm going to show you how you do that. Okay, so this is what a Chalk Couture adhesive silkscreen looks like. This is the largest size we make. This is an E size. E size transfers are $39.99. And they're ginormous. They're 18 by 24. So they're super big. This one weighs nice though because it has pieces, so I'm going to cut it up. So you take your transfer out of its plastic container. You don't cut your container. You open up the flap and pull it out. The reason you do that is you're going to slide it back into this plastic container when you're all done with it, and this is how you can store them. I like that because I hang my big transfers, I hang. Now this one, I'm going to cut up into smaller pieces. So what a lot of designers do is they take their smaller pieces and they put them in a Ziploc baggie. These are still kind of too big. This menu part is going to be too big to fit in a plastic baggie, so I'll keep it in my big container. So you take your transfer out, and it has these fun little cut lines on it. That's how you know how to cut your pieces apart. So I'm going to take my very beautiful transfer trimmers. Not only is it the right color, right? Because you know your craft supplies need to match. But these are amazing scissors, not only for transfers. I try to only use them for transfers, but I do use them for other things. So this one says drinks, dessert, dinner, lunch, breakfast. Some of these pieces would be really nice for other things. So for example, drinks, dessert would be nice on like a buffet where you wanted to make like little chalkboard signs that told people, you know, what the food was. So you always want to look at a transfer and think about what else could I do with it. I've kind of become lately of the mindset of 3. If I look at a transfer and I can think of 3 ways I'm going to use it, then I will invest in it. So, like this one. There's so many beautiful pieces to this transfer. Obviously, there's the big menu. I love these salt and pepper shakers, and I think these salt and pepper shakers would be absolutely adorable on a tea towel. The fork, the knife, and the spoon, this would be super cute on mason jars at a buffet table where you put your fork, your spoon, and your knife in a mason jar each, and then you could chalk your, so to be all cutesy, right? The days of the week alone, 5 million things you can do with days of the week, right? You could organize kids' closets with little tags so that they could pick out their clothes for the week. You can make your menu board. You could ink their underwear. Remember that when we were kids, when our underwear had the days of the week on it? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. I am cracking myself up here. Oh, that's a funny memory. Yes, my underwear when I was very young had the days of the week on it. I've evolved. So again, I'm just cutting all my transfers out. This transfer has a ton of pieces. We are obviously not going to use all of them because my board is not super big. And I am a little concerned about that. I just really liked this chalkboard. I bought it today because, again, it has this edge that with a groove for my chalk to sit in. Hello, Miss Terry. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Renee, the daughter-in-law, Renee, or Nicole. Oh, hi, Linda Squared. Hey, Terry. Hey, Janine. Welcome, everybody, to our chalk and party. Oops, I hit something. Okay. So, were you all laughing at me when I put my oops out there that I put the video in the wrong one? No wonder I couldn't find it last night. All night long I kept looking for that video. I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm crazy. Really, at the end of the day, I'm certifiably crazy. Okay, so I'm going to cut, I don't know if I'm going to, well, I guess I am. I'm going to cut each one of them out because I'm going to need to put them closer together than they are spaced on here. Try as best as you can when you cut these to actually cut them straight. It can help you with lining things up. I am not a big measurer, as you all know that watch me regularly. I'm an eyeballer, but something like this, I probably will do a little more measuring than normal. So I'm going to put this up as high as I can get it, and then I'm hoping to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to actually try to move them over a little more. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know if we'll put every day on here, because I don't know if every day is going to fit. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know what? Sunday we go out to eat. I don't know if I can make Sunday fit. The other thought I had was we could put menu, kind of more at an angle, but I don't know if that's really necessarily going to give me any more. Because then I could do like menu, or I could skip the banner and just do menu and try to, I'm going to play with it, see if we can get it fit. But I really don't think like the rest of these words that I would love to put the salt and pepper shakers on here just because look at how cute they are. You know what they remind me of? Okay, I'm going to date myself here. But those of us who have children, do you remember Blue's Clues? Blue's Clues, Blue's Clues, where Mr. Salt and Mr. Pepper and Mrs. Salt? I think it was she must have been Mrs. Pepper too, but they were the salt shakers that used to dance around. They look exactly like the salt shakers from Blue's Clues to me. I know. I'm crazy. I'm probably the only one that knows what that even is. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking, is trying to figure out how to get it all on here. So if we go up a little higher, Monday, Tuesday, I bet I can do this, yeah. We can get Thursday over here. And then we can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we may even be able to put something fun over here. Yeah, we can make it work. So we're gonna play with it. See? Okay, Lisa, thank you for not making me feel so old. It is Blue's Clues, right? Paprika was the baby, right? Look at, don't they look just like them? I digress. Okay, so this is what a transfer looks like now that it's all been cut apart. You're going to flip your transfer over, and on the back of your transfer, you're going to write the name of your transfer, or the name of what it is. This is my menu. There's two very important reasons why you do that. The number one reason is you need to know which side of your backer sheet is the back, because you're going to store your reusable transfer on this piece of paper. And the piece of paper has two very distinct sides to it. There's this dull side, and then the other side is shiny. Similar to like sticker paper or chloroforms. Again, I'll totally date myself here. For those of us who remember chloroforms, that's the side you want to put it back on, is the sticky side. So by putting the name on the back, you know this is the back once you take your transfer off of it. The other reason that you do that is when you have a transfer that has all these pieces to it, especially when we get into the days of the week, they're not all exactly the same size. So it's nice to know when you're cleaning up, oh, this is Sunday, and just put it right back on Sunday, versus trying to, oh my gosh, which one is it? I gotta line that up, right? It just is one of those helpful tips that help make it easier to put your transfers away. So when it's time to chalk, you put your transfer face down, and you very carefully pull your backer sheet off. Okay, now my sticky side is up. So here again, see, shiny, dull. You set this aside because once you wash your transfer with water, when you're all done with it, you're gonna put it back on that backer sheet. So I'm going to flip my menu over. And I need to fuzz it because this is a brand new transfer. So fuzzing is a step where all it is you're touching the sticky part of your transfer to something that has lint on it. So a t-shirt, your blue jeans, your bathrobe, a towel works the best. This is my Chalk Couture fuzzing towel, which is amazing. And I literally just stick my transfer to the fuzzy side and I pull it off. Now what I'm doing is I'm making my transfer not as sticky, which is a little counterintuitive, right? Like, doesn't that seem crazy? You buy a sticky transfer and then you make it not as sticky. That doesn't make any sense. Well, the reason that you do that is because then your transfer doesn't have to work as hard to come off the first time that you use it, especially. But the other reason that you do that is it gives you a little wiggle room. See, now it's not sticking. So it'll be easier for me to line it up where I want it because it's not sticking to my surface as I'm trying to place it. When I go to wash my transfer, I rub it in the water bath up and down, and by rubbing it, that takes all that lint off of my transfer. So I don't have to worry about, it's not ruining my transfer, it's not hurting my transfer, it's actually helping my transfer. Okay, so I'm going to stick it down, check. I'm a little more that way than this way, but I'm gonna be okay with that. And I'm just gonna do this in white. I thought about doing it in grayish, just to give it some variety, because, you know, I'm gonna use white chalk. What do you think? Should I use grayish so I have a little variety in color, or should I use white? And while you guys are thinking about that, I'm gonna write the names on the backs of my transfers. Grayish is a very pale gray. It's a white gray. So it's not going to be as stark. So it really kind of depends, what do I want to stick out more? Do I want the days of the week to stick out more, or do I want the meal? If I do it in grayish and I write on it in white chalk, the meal is going to stick out more, which is probably what I want, because that's the question I get 50 million times, is what are we having for dinner? So I'm probably going to lean in the grayish department, unless you guys tell me otherwise. Ooh, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl says grays. Okay. So I'm going to just write the names on the backs of my days. Again, this will make putting them away much easier. Because I would tell you that's kind of the pain in the butt part about transfers that have lots of pieces, is you got to put them away. So it's not like, oh, it's just one piece, and it's just, you got to put each individual piece away. So you just, it's not, okay, I'm lazy. It's not a big deal. I'm just lazy. I can honestly tell you, this is true confessions every time I hit that live button, right? I'm lazy. Okay, so let's just do a little Monday, Tuesday. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room. Yep, we're gonna fit. Okay. So all my days are gonna fit. I'm going, oh, we said grayish. I'm gonna open up my chalk paste. So Chalk Couture sells the transfers, we sell the chalk paste, and obviously all the accessories to make chalking super easy and super fun. So when you open up your chalk paste, you're going to stir it. It's chalk, so sometimes it gets dry and you need to give it a little spray of water. Oops, things are falling over. Just give it a little spray of water. Things are falling everywhere. And stir it up, not on your board, making a mess out of your board. Okay. So stir it up. Oh, everybody said grayish. Hey, Debbie. Welcome to our chalking party, Debbie. Okay, so you stir up your chalk paste, make it all good to go. And now I'm going to grab a squeegee. This is a big surface, so I'm going to use the big boy, just because I like to use the big boy. The big boy is a 4-inch handle. And again, there's sawdust everywhere. He cannot finish these countertops fast enough in my sawdust world. This is the 4-inch handled squeegee. It's going to go like that, and I'm going to be done. It's going to make very light work of this. You don't need it. You can use our regular, everyday, small squeegee. You're just going to have to go across more. I'm going to use it because I have the tool. Ooh, that is way more chalk paste than I need. Okay, so you take your squeegee and you just go across. So I love to cook. And I would say about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, we try something new. So if anybody has like a really good go-to meal that's easy, it got to be relatively easy, let me know, because I'm always looking for good recipes. We made, you know, like, I don't know if you guys have this in your Facebook feeds. Okay, so it's time for me to take my transfer off. I started in the corner, but I pull it from the middle because I don't want to pull it diagonally. Oh, look at how cute that is. Okay, that is really cute. Okay, I take this and I have a water bath right next to me. I just put it right in my water bath. I push it down into the water so that the whole thing is wet. And when the whole thing is wet, it is no longer sticky. So I can put all these other pieces right on top of it, and I'm not going to have to worry about it. I did get chalk paste on my board, though, so I got to get that off. Okay. Now I want to clean up my squeegee. You want to clean up your squeegees right away. It's much easier to wash off your squeegee when your chalk paste is wet than when your chalk paste is dry, because it dries hard. So then it's just a little more scrubbing to get it off. But when you do it right away, you're bing, bang, boom, done. And you can put your squeegee aside. Okay, so we made, do you get those? I get Tasty. I don't know what it is, but they pop up in my Facebook feed all the time. And usually they're pretty decent recipes. And they had this one the other day. It was like for crowd pleasers or something. And it was a potato loaf. And I'm like, all right, I'll bite. So I watched the whole video. It wasn't very long. Oh my gosh. Like, they cleaned their plates. It was amazing. It was so, it was a little putsy, but not too putsy. It was super easy. You took potatoes. I'm just drying this so I don't stick my finger in it. You were supposed to line, like, it was like supposed to be like a cross between a meatloaf and potatoes, scalloped potatoes. So you slice your potatoes with your mandolin, or a very, you know, slice them super thin if you don't have a mandolin. Where's my Monday? There it is. So you slice them super thin, and then you kind of line your loaf pan. I didn't use a loaf pan because a loaf pan's not going to feed us. So I used, you know, like a square pan. So I lined up my loaf pan, or my pan, with the potatoes. And then it was a mix between like hamburger and tomatoes. Hamburger, tomatoes, and a bunch of spices, like a hamburger mixture. You were supposed to put spinach in it. Way too healthy for Maria. Yeah, the spinach did not go in it. Okay, so I want to make sure these guys are straight. And this is where I should really be paying more attention and measuring. And then it was like slices of mozzarella cheese. So it was potatoes, this hamburger mixture with tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and then you kept layering it like a scallop potato. Oh my goodness. Everybody cleaned their plate. Like, and it was gone. We had nothing left. And everybody's like, you can make this again. I'm like, yeah, and I didn't even put the spinach in it. If I'd have put the spinach in it, they wouldn't have eaten it. I wouldn't have eaten it. All right, so what I'm doing is, this is laser level. It has, I don't know if you can see the lines. See, there's red lines that help me line things up. My real concern in this is my Monday straight or is it angled? So I'm going to use my little laser line to put my Monday on here and make sure that it's lined up and straight. Okay? The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to go over here. And I got to leave enough space for a meal to be written. So I leave 6 inches. And it'll be close. I got to move this guy over more. So what I like about this laser level is it's like, you know, measuring for dummies. I know, Terry, I'm measuring. Isn't it scary? Maria's measuring. Maria doesn't measure anything ever. Okay, so I'm gonna go 6 inches, but I really like 6 inches on this side. So maybe I don't get 6 inches. Maybe I only get 5.5. Okay. So I'm going to the Y. And then it's close. It's pretty close. There's also going to be less letters on this side, so I'm going to do both at the same time. I should have taken the backer sheet off before I did this. Okay, again, keep your backer sheets, set them aside because you're going to need them. I'm fuzzing each piece before I put it down. But yeah, this potato thing was really super yummy. Okay, why am I not... Hello, Maria, use this thing. That's the whole point to this. All right, so we want to do from here. Okay, that's at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little. Okay, so this thing really, so for what this is, because I know you're gonna ask, this is a laser level. It's actually for scrapbooking. It helps you line up your scrapbook pages. Wednesday is going, oh, thank you, Cheryl. You're right. Wednesday is way longer than Monday. Oops. We only get to eat something that isn't a lot of letters on Wednesday. Tuesday's about the same. Thursday's, yeah, okay. Where's my Saturday? Sunday, where'd Saturday go? There it is, Saturday's long too. Thank you so much, Cheryl. There's plenty of room to write. I mean, it's not like I make complicated meals, right? The moral to the story is find a bigger chalkboard. But I loved this chalkboard because of its little edge, and I kind of like the detailing on it. It was a really good deal. So therefore, I got this chalkboard. But you're right, Wednesday is going to give me a run for my money. So if I do Wednesday there, oh, I still have 5 inches in between. I'm okay. Right, I'm okay. We're going for it. Go big or go home. Okay, so my Friday appears to be straight, but my Monday is very crooked. It's harder to do Monday because I want it to go over, which then hides my laser level line. Okay, so line it up. I also feel like I'm down too low. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I fit. Or maybe I could go up a little bit more. I don't know. We're just going for it. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's a Maria original. Okay, so my Monday is straight. Now my Friday looks crooked. Okay, so my Friday is straight. And we're just gonna go zoom, zoom, zoom with a little squeegee. Take your squeegee, dip it in your chalk paste, like so. Go right across. Just cover up your silk screen. Make sure you don't have any big globs. Okay. Take your excess, put it right back in your container, set it aside, pull your transfers off. We got Monday, stick it right in your water bath. Way too far away. Oh, I almost spilled my whole glass of water in my lap again. I was just telling somebody today about that video that I spilled that whole glass of water in my lap. Because only Maria. Oh, I know it was. I was telling a friend of mine who's afraid to go live. She does a different kind of business. She doesn't want to go live. I'm like, I do all kinds of crazy things live. Okay, so I'm just drying them so that I don't have to worry about smudging them. Because you don't want to go through all this work and then smudge it. So just give it a quick dry. It didn't take very long. And we're on to Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to go down. I should probably measure and see how much space I have, and then I could actually line them up. Okay, of course it's an uneven amount. So I have 7 inches forwards. But I need to leave a little bit of room at the bottom. And I need an inch a letter. Sue, or word. So this one is at 5 1/4. So if I go 4 1/4 to 4, that gives me an inch and a quarter. I don't know if they're too close to each other. There you go. Gonna give it another 1/4 inch. So this is the putsy thing about, lining things up with a lace, like this, is it's putsy because you're measuring, which, as you all know, is something I don't like to do, and this is why I don't like to do it. Especially when I'm going off the edge of the board. So it wants to stick. I need to get my T lined up with my M. All right. I think that's going to be as good as that gets, but it's up too high. We're going for it. Oops. It's straight. And it's lined up. That's as good as we're gonna get. So this one gets Saturday. So what's new with you guys? This is a longer project, so we have more time to chat. For those of you who participated in the live sale, all your stuff is bagged up and ready. Many of you have already messaged me or already picked up your stuff, but you want to. If you have not picked your stuff up, I've got it all ready. You just got to stop by. Okay. Kathy says, do Thursday next and divide. You're so smart, Kathy. I should do that. Do Thursday next. And then divide the space between them. Ah! What would I do without you guys? Okay, so I'm just fuzzing it again. My other problem is now my laser level really, but I don't need this either because it's going to the bottom of the board. The only thing I want to do is I want to make sure I'm straight, which my nice little laser level is going to do for me. Maybe not. Okay, and am I lined up with my M? I'm pretty lined up with my M, but I'm not. I need to come up a little bit. Kathy, you are so darn smart. Okay, so we're gonna do Thursday down here real quick. Grab my squeegee. And the nice thing about this is it's chalk, so if I mess up my spacing or I do something, I can just wash it off. So now I know the question that is all like on the tip of everybody's tongue is, how am I going to not have to rewrite every day of the week when I wash off what I'm eating? And because chalk is semi-permanent, as long as I don't spray it with the water, I'll be okay. Now I can seal my board, and I brought a can sealer. Okay, so you could, when I'm all done, I could spray it and seal it, and then I couldn't write on it, and my chalk's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do that. You can do that, but I'm not going to do that. Because when you go to wash off a chalkboard like this, you don't wash the whole board off. You're going to get a paper towel that's wet, and you're going to, you know, wash off the meal. You're not going to wash the whole board off. So I am not worried about it. Okay, so let's go back to Kathy's idea here. And where'd Wednesday go? So how much space do I have between the two, and divide it out? Because Kathy is so darn smart. Okay. I have, we'll say it's 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches divided by 2 would be 2.25. Correct? Correct. I have made so many measuring mistakes, Kathy says. Oh, Kathy. So I've got 2.25. So here's my Monday. I feel like I'm up on something. So my Monday is at basically 5.25. So I'm gonna go 1. That's not right. That's too much. If I go 2.25 and 2.25. Nope, that's not right. I have to remeasure. This is why I don't measure. And I especially don't measure live. I have 4.5 from the top and the bottom. So it gives me 2.25. Oh, I know why. I'm not taking into account the size of my letters. So this is 1.5 inches. So if I have 1.5 inches and I've got 2.25, I've got I can put 3/4 of an inch between them, right? So I can go boom. That's where I need to put the bottom of Tuesday. Does that sound right? Divide it in. What do you mean divide it in? We're gonna lay them out and see if it's right. Because I have to give spacing, right? For, try that one. Okay, and then we would go three-quarters again, but that would be the top. Here's Wednesday. Kathy says 3. This is why I'm just a much better eyeballer. Just make it work. But that's why I always end up with things that are not straight. Which is why I try really hard not to do these types of projects. But I really want a menu board. Because I'm trying so hard to make my life easier. Alright. There's way too much space between those two. Okay, so if I do this, 1.5, that's an inch between them. And then if I go there to there, that's an inch between them, but I don't have an inch between these guys. That's my problem. Okay. 5 1/4, 4 1/4. Yep, I don't have an inch. I'm eyeballing it. We're going to eyeball it and then see how it works. We'll see how close I am, because that will help me. Hi, Lori Baker, Baker Lori. We're making a menu side, Lori. All right, so now, I have 5 1/4. So that's 3/4 of an inch. Half. There's more space there. So I gotta bring my Wednesday up a little bit. Which of course is the one that's underneath. Okay, let's try it. Ah! Thought that was my glass of water. All right, so that is 3 1/2 to 2 1/2. So there's an inch between them. This one is 3/4, right? They're pretty close. It's pretty close. It's Maria close. Hi, Maria. Wow, you have lots of fancy rulers out tonight. Isn't that so funny? When Maria actually measures, everybody notices. I do have all kinds of fancy stuff out here, Lori Baker, Baker Lori. We are making a fancy menu board, Lori. And I am getting all, you know, measury. Which is, now you all know why Maria doesn't like to measure, especially live. Because she's not any good at it. And, I tend to screw it up even when I measure. I have actually found I'm less likely to screw it up if I don't measure. You know, like making sure things are straight and doing all that. I am a better eyeballer than I am a non-eyeballer. When I measure, I mess it up. So like, look at how crooked that is, but it's supposedly straight according to this line. There's no way that's straight. If my board was the right, or this was the right size, this would be so much easier. All right. That looks pretty darn lined up, but look at how crooked the transfer is. Maybe I didn't cut it straight. That looks really close. I know, they're really close, Kath. Part of the problem with making sure it's straight is the words themselves are not straight. So it's like, what do you straighten it to? Trying to do the bottoms of all the letters. Okay. Tuesday, the T looks like it's at an angle from the M. Carol says Tuesday doesn't look right. All right, hang on. All right, so here, That's 1.5. I can see my glasses. Yeah, right, I can. Okay, so this is almost exactly an inch. This one, so 3 1/4, 2 1/4. There's an inch. This one is 5 and a little over 1/4. Okay, they're almost all exactly an inch apart. It's crazy the way they did the S. Verge says. They're all crazy, Verge. So what's the T looks like it's at an angle from the M, because I think it's because it's angled. The whole T is angled, but it's straight according to my laser level. But the whole, like Wednesday, look, the whole part, this part's up and this part's down. We're just going for it. I'm sorry. I'm wasting too much of your time while you watch me try. If it doesn't work, we'll wash it off. And then I'll fix it tomorrow. Right? Plus, you know, this is a Maria board. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so you got Wednesday, which is too far over. Of course it is. Sticking it in my water bath, pushing it all the way down, making sure it's completely wet. By making sure it's completely wet, it doesn't stick to the other transfers that are in the water bath. Oh, shoot! I was supposed to line up the other letters. Oh, well. Now that these letters are there, it'll be easier to do. Okay, and pull that off. So we're pretty darn close. It's not perfect. My Wednesday is too far that way. But if anybody wants to come to my house and stare at my menu board that closely, they probably should not eat my food. Right? So I'm just drying them so I get them straight. I think it's the way they wrote. Yep, there's just a curve to them. They're really cute though. I mean, look at how cute this is. So I'm just drying them. Okay, so now we gotta do the other side. But this will actually be easier because I can line them up to the letters that are already here. And then I need to get my F. So this side will go faster, in theory. Okay. So, super easy. Hey, thanks, Linda. Hey, Anne Marie, how the heck are you? Welcome. I was just, recently you posted pictures of the twins, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're getting so big. Okay, so I'm pulling off my Saturday. We're gonna throw on a Sunday. And pretty soon, I am gonna be the most organized dinner maker ever. It'll be, it's kind of like when I plan out the whole month. I know this is, you're gonna be shocked by this. I plan out the whole month of what we're gonna make every night. And then I walk down the stairs and I'm like, I don't wanna make that. And I end up making something totally different. Yep, this is gonna be what that's like. Mom, it says we're having tacos. Oh, sorry. We're not having tacos. Mom didn't feel like making tacos. Mom felt like making stroganoff. So I made homemade pizza last night, which is very funny to make in my house because everybody likes different things on their pizza. And my daughter doesn't like it. She doesn't like homemade pizza. And I'm like, you know, when my grandmother made homemade pizza, man, you like went to her house for her homemade pizza. It was such a treat. So my daughter says to me, actually, Mom, this isn't so bad. Like, wow, thanks, babe. And I spent a lot of time, like I par baked all the crust because I was trying to get it super thin and super crispy, and I was trying to, they're kids, right? I should just feed them pizza. They're just happy for food. Okay, so I'm drying this, and it's got a big old blob of water on it. So I'm going to first get that big old blob of water off. Then I'm going to dry it. All right, so I'm pretty close to being lined up. Oh, Carol, you are right. The word menu would be super cute in couture core or couture too. It'd really be cute in any color. I think it would be super cute in any color. Okay, so this is the menu part. There's plenty of space to write each meal choice, but we do have doohickeys that we can put on here. Because, you know, I really like the salt and pepper shaker. If I could get the salt and pepper shaker to fit on here, I would be like in heaven. I don't think they're gonna fit, but all right. So our doohickeys are the super cute salt and pepper shaker. Let's cut some of these out. I'm not doing today's special. That would be cute if you were doing a board, you know, that just kind of, you know, you did one day at a time, I think. But could we put no, it's too big. My little salt and pepper shakers are not gonna fit. But this little curvy guy would. He's kind of cute. It's so funny. So last year, I don't know if you guys remember that. I think there's a video out there. I made a menu board for an auction, and I had to line up every single letter, like measure, and it was for an auction, so it wasn't something for myself, so I was being super anal about it, but I had to line up every single letter. Oh my gosh. It was cute when it was done. Then they came out with this transfer, and I'm like, 6 months ago, that would have been really nice. Yeah, they're too tall. They go into Sunday. And they don't. That's kind of silly. So we'll have to put Mr. and Mrs. Paprika on something else. Maybe could fit him up there. We could put this little guy down here to kind of balance it. I could do. I just think they're so cute, but I guess they're going to have to go on tea towels. So I do want to put this little doohickey on it so it doesn't have that big space on the bottom. So I'm just going to line him up. And I'm eyeballing him. I do love the menu board. I love how this front goes. So there's all kinds of things you could do to personalize this. You know, obviously your colors and that kind of stuff. Okay, there we go. Now I don't have that space. Like even, like, come on, how cute would they be right there? It just hones too much into Sunday, I think. I'm just playing at this point. I'm letting go. We're leaving it the way it is. And I actually think they're kind of straight. I'm always surprised when they turn out straight. All right, so I'm going to dry my little guy here. So you can totally write, just write tacos, right? You can write it on there, and then back to the whole, you don't have to worry about the rest of it because when it's time to take it off, it's a chalkboard, right? It comes right off. So you don't need to worry about this and seal it. Even if you were going to wash it with water, you would just put your water on your rag and wash the parts that you needed to get off. You're not going to wash the whole board. So don't worry about the fact that it's chalk and you're going to be removing it. Linda says, would the salt and pepper shakers fit under the left? Fit upper left. Here. Salt and pepper shakers tilted down towards the word Friday. Like that, Linda. Towards the word. Like this. Ooh, that might work. Is it too busy? They're so cute. Okay, so should I leave it simple and just leave it plain? Or should I mess with salt and pepper? It would fit there, Linda. I could put my salt and pepper shakers there. so many cute pieces. I mean, it has this one too, but you know, I think it's too foofy. Today's special, and there's a bigger one. And then everything else is words. Kathy says too much. I think so too. Don't worry, Mr. and Mrs. Paprika. They'll come out to play. Leave it simple, Cheryl says. Okay, I'm leaving it simple. So you can just write right on it and don't worry about it. If you're going to use regular, and you could do the same thing with a chalk marker. Do I have a chalk marker? Here, I have a chalk marker that I've already opened. So with a chalk marker, I'm going to write tacos. Okay? And then, you know, it's the end of the week. I'm doing my meal planning. I'm going to let that dry for a second so that you can see how easy it comes off. No, the salt straight up left side. Word menu, pepper shaker angled towards the Friday. Okay, hang on. Where'd I put them? Okay. Salt straight up left side. Salt this way. And pepper. Ah, like this, Linda? That's not bad. That's kind of cute. I'm letting this dry. I've never used a chalk marker at all, ever. So I'm curious now to see how that's gonna wash off. Everybody says it's just gonna wash right off. Simple, otherwise it looks cluttered, Carol says. They're just so stinking cute, aren't they? They are so cute. But we'll use them on something else. But that would work, Linda. They do fit there. All right, so my tacos is dry. So now, again, I'm just gonna take a rag. I'm gonna take a little bit of water, and it should come right off. And it does, look at that. So again, I don't have to worry about, and because I seasoned my board, I have no shadowing. Had a little bit of shadowing, but it came off. So you can use a chalk marker, or you can use regular chalk when you have a board like this. There's two transfers right now that I would say work really well for this. I know, Linda. We're gonna use the shakers on something else. Nevada Nicole likes it without two. Okay, so there's two transfers that work really nice for this kind of board where you want to write on it right now. There's this one, which is the menu board, and there's also a really cool chore chart. So if you have kids, it's really a nice way to kind of help them incent them and keep them track of their chores. So there's a chore chart and a menu board that work really, really well for writing, a board like this where it's really meant to be something that helps you keep your family organized. So what I love again about this chalkboard is this chalkboard has a lip to it, so I can just put my chalk right on it. I can put my eraser right on it. You could use colored chalk if you want to get fancy for the day of the week. There's just some really nice options. You could change these colors up. Again, I tried to do something pretty neutral just because I don't know where I'm going to put it in my house. I'm hoping I can find a spot to put it in my house. My kitchen has no walls. I know that sounds weird, but it's all windows or cabinets. So I don't have a wall to hang oops, that's chalk. I don't have a wall to hang a menu board on. So I got to come up with a way, something to do with it, because I do want to try to get more organized. And I was thinking that this would help me. So this is it. I'm making Maria. I'm your independent Chalk Couture designer. This is the name of this transfer is On the Menu. So if you wanted to check this transfer out, what you would do is you would go to www.chalkcouture.com/makingmaria, and you would type in the search bar On the Menu. Or you can check out all the transfers there because that's where everything is there. This transfer is not retiring that I know of. It's going to be around for a while. It's super fun, super easy way to just kind of keep your family a little more organized with what the heck you're eating. If you could please do this, it helps me tremendously, so thank you to everybody who does that. I appreciate it greatly when you take the time to do that. If you're not in the Making Maria VIP group and you would like to be, that's where all the fun stuff happens. You want to comment, add me, or go in your search bar and put in Making Maria. Oh, easel! You guys are so smart! And did you know? Okay, sneak peek. Spoiler alert, I'm getting leaky. In the new catalog, the new catalogs come, there's easels. Big easels and little easels. I got one of them at the thing, but it's in the other room. That's a great idea. An easel on my counter. On the island in a plate holder. Yeah, Verge, but my island is that two-tiered thing. I hate that two-tiered thing island because there's a bar on the other side. But on my corner, on my counter, that's a great idea. Thank you, guys. You've solved my problem for me. So it's going in my kitchen with what the heck we're having for dinner. And you know what's going to be funny? Because we should take bets on which one of my children is going to be the first one to erase the meal that they don't like and write in what they want to eat instead. Because for those of you who know my children, I totally have children that will do that. That Charlie, especially. I can totally see him writing pizza, 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 pizza. Or cheeseburgers. Pizza and cheeseburgers. That's that kid's favorite meals. And my daughter would write salad, 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 salad. And Joseph would write anything that does not have potatoes or chicken in it. They're the most funniest kids in the whole wide world. Thank you so much for watching me, hanging out with me while I make my cute little menu board. I'm going to put it on an easel in my kitchen. I'll take a picture for it. Well, I can't take the picture of my kitchen because my kitchen is so dark. You can't see it then. But I will take a picture for this tomorrow so that you can see it. Thanks so much for watching me. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, we're making a super fun project. So remember the other day I mentioned that that store had these really cool things that have a really nice chalkable space. This is what we're making tomorrow night. So I think that's what we're making tomorrow night. Unless I can come up with something different. It's a little early to be making things with flowers in them, but I need spring, so we might be making something springy. And I'm just need to measure, make sure the transfer that I want to put on there fits. So that's what we're making tomorrow night. So I will see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching me. Have a fantastic Thursday, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.